Everyone knows what killed the dinosaurs. An asteroid, 66 million years ago. What nobody tells you is what happened next. The planet didn't heal into peace. It was immediately claimed by something that should not have been possible. A snake. 50 feet long, weighing over a ton, capable of swallowing a crocodile whole. This is Titanoboa cerrejonensis, and for 3 million years after the dinosaurs died, it ruled everything. In 2009, a team of paleontologists working in the Cerrejón coal mine in northern Colombia made a discovery that rewrote the history of life on Earth. The Cerrejón mine is one of the largest open-pit coal mines in the world, a vast industrial scar carved through what was once, 58 million years ago, a dense tropical rainforest. As workers excavated deeper into the coal seams, they began encountering fossils, not small ones, vertebrae. Each one the size of a grapefruit. The paleontologists who analyzed them knew immediately they were looking at a snake. But the size was incomprehensible. A living snake the size these vertebrae suggested would measure between 42 and 58 feet in length and weigh over 2,500 pounds. For comparison, the largest snake alive today, the reticulated python, maxes out at around 23 feet. Titanoboa was more than twice that length. They named it Titanoboa cerrejonensis. Titanoboa, the Titanic boa. Cerrejonensis, after the coal mine where it was found. And what the fossil record told them about its world was even more unsettling than the animal itself. Go back 58 million years. The asteroid impact is over. The dust has settled. The non-avian dinosaurs are gone. What's left is a world in reset, a planet with open ecological space, no dominant predators on land, and temperatures running several degrees hotter than today. The tropics of South America look nothing like what you know. No grasslands, no dry seasons, just unbroken, suffocating, dripping jungle, stretching from coast to coast across an entire continent. The rivers are enormous, wider than anything that exists today, warm and dark, heavy with vegetation and life. Massive fish, ancient crocodilians, turtles the size of small cars. And through all of it, through the black river water and the rotting vegetation and the impossible heat, something moves. A shape that takes too long to pass. A body that begins and doesn't end for what feels like the length of a school bus. Titanoboa has entered the water, and nothing in this jungle knows what to do about it. Before we go further, subscribe to this channel. Every video here is built on real fossil evidence and peer-reviewed science. Hit subscribe now. There are more stories like this one coming. To understand why Titanoboa could exist, you have to understand the world that built it. Snakes are cold-blooded. Their body temperature is controlled entirely by the environment around them. This means there is a hard biological limit to how large a snake can get, determined by how warm its habitat is. Today's tropics support a 23-foot python. In the Paleocene epoch, 58 million years ago, global temperatures were significantly higher. The average in equatorial South America was between 86 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit, year-round. That extra heat, roughly 6 to 8 degrees above modern tropics, was enough to push the biological limit for snake size far beyond anything alive today. Titanoboa wasn't an anomaly. It was the logical result of a hotter planet with no dominant predators and unlimited food. Nature doesn't leave a vacuum. Something always fills it. After the dinosaurs, the ecological throne was empty, and Titanoboa grew to sit on it. It shared its world with Carbonamus, a turtle the size of a small car, with enormous ancient crocodilians called cerrejonensis, with fish that no longer exist anywhere on Earth. It was not competing with them. It was hunting them. Let's look at exactly what this animal was. Titanoboa cerrejonensis measured between 42 and 58 feet in length. The most widely accepted estimate is around 48 feet. It weighed approximately 2,500 pounds, over a ton. Its body at its widest point was over 3 feet in diameter, wider than a human torso. Like modern boas and pythons, Titanoboa was a constrictor. It did not use venom. It didn't need to. The mechanism of constriction is often misunderstood. Popular culture presents it as suffocation. The snake squeezes until the prey can't breathe. The reality is more immediate and more violent. When a large constrictor wraps around prey, it synchronizes its coils with the prey's heartbeat. Every time the heart contracts, the snake tightens. Just slightly, not enough to crush, enough to prevent the heart from expanding again. Cardiac arrest, not suffocation. The prey's own heart is stopped by the snake's grip. In Titanoboa, this mechanism operated at a scale that made the concept of prey almost unlimited. Anything it could wrap around was prey. Paleontologists found Titanoboa fossils alongside the remains of giant crocodilians and massive turtles in the same fossil beds. This was not coincidence. Titanoboa was eating them. An animal the size of a school bus. A jaw that unhinges. A grip that stops hearts. There was nothing in the Paleocene that could challenge it. Before we get to how it hunted, I want to ask you something. What do you think a 50-foot snake moving through an ancient river actually looked like? Drop a description in the comments. I read every one. Titanoboa was almost certainly semi-aquatic, spending most of its time in or near the enormous river systems of ancient South America. This makes biological sense. A body weighing over a ton is difficult to move on land. In water, that mass becomes almost weightless, and lateral undulation, the snake's primary movement, becomes devastatingly fast. Picture a massive, ancient crocodilian, 15 to 20 feet long, resting at the river's edge. In the modern world, a crocodile that size has almost no natural predators. In the Paleocene, it had one. Titanoboa approached from underwater, using the murky river darkness as cover. Unlike a predator that needs to chase, it only needed to get close. One strike. The jaws lock, the coils follow immediately. The crocodile's armor, the scutes, the scales, the bone-reinforced skin provided no protection against constriction. Armor stops teeth. It does not stop 2,500 pounds of pressure applied evenly across the entire body. Modern anacondas generate over 90 pounds per square inch of constriction pressure. Titanoboa, scaled proportionally, would have generated forces several times greater. There was no escape from a successful strike. What's remarkable is Titanoboa's patience. Like all constrictors, it didn't hunt every day. A meal the size of a large crocodilian could sustain a snake this size for weeks, possibly months. It didn't need to be everywhere. It only needed to be somewhere. For 3 million years, that somewhere was an entire continent. Approximately 56 million years ago, Titanoboa began to disappear from the fossil record. The cause was the same mechanism that created it: temperature. As the planet began its long cooling trend toward the climate we know today, the average temperature of equatorial South America dropped. Not dramatically, not quickly, just a few degrees over millions of years. But for an animal whose maximum possible size was determined entirely by ambient temperature, a few degrees was everything. As the environment cooled, the biological ceiling for snake size dropped. Each generation, slightly smaller. Each million years, a little less impossible. The descendants of Titanoboa still exist today. Modern boas and anacondas carry its evolutionary lineage. But even the largest anaconda on record, 17 feet, 550 pounds, is a fraction of what Titanoboa was. The full version of that animal required a world that no longer exists. A world that was 6 degrees hotter, A world with no dominant competitors. A world where an empty ecological throne was waiting. That world lasted 3 million years. Then it ended, and Titanoboa went with it. The next time you see a large snake, remember that you're looking at the diminished echo of something the planet has not seen in 56 million years. The asteroid didn't end the age of giants. It just changed which giants ruled. If this changed the way you think about the world after the dinosaurs, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Drop a couple in the comments if you made it to the end. We'll see you in the next one.